Hi guys, my name is Abhinav, and if you're watching this video, I'm assuming you've seen the one in which I showed you the new Yamaha R15. Now you might call it the refreshed version 3 or Yamaha R15 V4. I really don't care. What matters is what was spotted on that motorcycle, and I have some new details that I will bring to you today. Now, first and foremost, let me tell you that the video was shot by my friend Prakhar while on his way to work. So he saw those motorcycles in Ghaziabad. There were two being tested. They were being ridden to, presumably, to the Yamaha factory that's not very far from there, about 20 odd kilometers. They were camouflaged, so definitely test mules. Now, along with the video, he also managed to to take two photos, and these photos reveal a few details that were missed in the video. Now, first and foremost, and probably that is the reason why you clicked on the video, yes, this motorcycle does indeed have upside down forks. If you don't believe me, just take a look at this close-up shot. You'll see that the stanchion is showing at the bottom, which clearly denotes that this is an upside down fork. Now, I'm assuming this fork will be a 37mm fork, just like the international model. Ever since the R15 came out, the third version, internationally in Indonesia, Thailand, other places, it's come with upside down forks. However, in India, due to cost cutting, they just put regular telescopic forks. Okay. That said, let's move on to the other details that I was able to spot. The front brake caliper, it is not radially mounted like other motorcycles with upside down forks. For example, your KTM's, from 125 to 390, all your KTM's, Husqvarna's, the Domina, which all sort of share the same parts. No, these are not radially mounted. They are axially mounted. Does that make a difference on such a small motorcycle? Not really. The R15 has adequate braking capability. So I don't really see this being a problem. Two-pot caliper. In India, they'll probably go and stick the Bibre unit. They won't go with the Nissan, which is on the international model. Okay. Now, if we focus on the clip-ons, the clip-ons are different this time around. You can't see them properly here in this photo, but they are mounted below the upper yoke, just like the international model again. Earlier, in India, they were always mounted above the upper yoke. And does that really make that much of a difference? Probably not, because these the clip-ons, they will rise. They will have about an inch or 2 inches of rise, and then the handlebar is going to sit a little above the upper yoke. So it will be an aggressive riding style, but the riding position won't be as aggressive as a proper committed super sports motorcycle, which this clearly is not. The styling of this motorcycle is very Yamaha R7 like. Now look at these flared out panels at the rear. The contour is very different. The way they integrate into the side panels is different as well. It's some might mistake it for the regular R15 V3 panels, but they're not. They're different. They're quite a bit different. Then the rear passenger foot pegs are different as well. They seem cast this time. Earlier they were just basic steel tubular pipes, with the pegs mounted on them. Again, a cost-cutting feature earlier, because in the international market they were cast units. And then they also have a cross member running under the subframe this time to provide additional rigidity, I suppose. Clearly, this was not there. This is not there in the version that's currently sold in the country. Then the exhaust is also different this time. Maybe it's just the end tip of the exhaust end can. It could possibly be an all new end can. I don't know. The end tip is most certainly different. Would there be a lot of change in the way the exhaust is designed? I doubt it, because I don't think there'll be a lot of mechanical changes. The changes are probably to the front suspension, clip-ons, etc., and the styling of the motorcycle. That's what I believe. Then, just like the R7, this motorcycle has a projector headlamp at the front. Now, earlier the R15 had two LED lights, on the fairing, the front fairing. This time around, I don't know if those two lights would make way for smaller DRLs, and then the projector lamp from the MT15 is going to sit in between. Most probably it is the projector headlamp from the MT15, because again, part sharing, that's how the industry works. Then I also believe that the indicators, the tail light, the rear mudguard, rear view mirrors, they seem to be carried over from the existing model. And then I don't really expect changes to the engine. It would continue as a 155cc SOHC single engine. The engine is decent. It's the best 150cc engine in the country. I don't really think Yamaha is going to make much changes to the engine. The biggest takeaway here is the fact that this motorcycle now gets upside down forks. Now, I know that you guys have been wanting them ever since this motorcycle, the first model internationally, V3 of the V3, was showcased. We've all wanted it. I went to Thailand and then I went to Indonesia to get them. And they do make a little bit of a difference. They just feel slightly stiffer, slightly nicer to ride. Most would say you will not be able to tell a difference. Probably not when you're riding sedately in the city. But if you're aggressively cornering, the upside down forks are slightly more rigid. So I would say it's a welcome change. That's pretty much it from my end, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day. Bye bye.